Folks, it's getting to that stage again. You know, autumn is beginning to seep into winter, and you know what that means. We've got to put tons and tons of clothes on if we want to go out on our bikes, and sometimes you wonder, is it really worth the bother? Because you're freezing cold, and you realise that you're maybe getting too old for all this carry on. I feel it myself, folks, you know, and just dodge these people here. As I say, folks, I feel it myself, and you often wonder, you know, is there going to come a day where you'll just say, right, that's it, I'm going to lock the bike up, sorry, for the winter, and I'm not going to go out in it again till probably the springtime. I mean, I've seen that in quite a lot of posts recently on Facebook. You know, I'm on Estarli, obviously, and somebody just said the other day that they're going to lock their Estarli up and for the winter for about next 6 months, and should they take their battery out and leave it in the house, all that sort of thing. And I thought to myself, for goodness sake, you know, there is a lot of nice days. There is a lot of nice days, folks, still to come in the winter. And here we are today. It's coming up for Guy Fawkes. It's the day before Guy Fawkes. It's the 4th of November. It's a beautiful mild day, and the temperatures are actually, according to paper, similar to what they are in Madrid. Now, I know what you're saying, it's only going to be temporary, the morning's probably going to be peeing rain, and it's going to be cold, and you know, we've got to get a wee bit of respite for your bikes, and I know all that, folks, I know. Folks, a lot of my subscribers, they come from warmer climes, you know. Some are from Miami in America, others are for the Gold Coast in Australia. But for us unfortunate ones who live in Scotland or further north, it's not just as easy. It's Baltic, in fact, in the winter time, like -10 and things like that, and we're all shivering, and that's before we go out on our bike. And okay, going out on the bike can make you a wee bit warmer, but then again there's a lot of ice on the roads. So I've got a wee clip coming up in my indoor trainer that I use at this time of year. I was on it this morning, and it does help. I've got a round the world app that I put onto my Samsung pad. You'll see that coming up, and it's a great wee app just to look at and give you something to look at, obviously, because you're awfully bored. The bored's stupid on a trainer, I know, but if you've got something to look at, like places for around the world while you're cycling, it makes all the difference. And it's a free app, you don't have to pay unless you want extra maps, so it's a good thing. Oh. Folks, sometimes when the winter comes, it's a good idea, if you can get out, to invest in an indoor trainer. Now this one, it's quite an old one, but still really a fantastic machine. It cost me 50 quid a few years ago, second hand, and as I say, when that weather's freezing outside, you can get a good warm up, a good workout on it, and I use it with the Round the World app, where all I do is I pin my Samsung pad to the dash, and just follow that as I'm going along. I've got a video on it already, which was maybe a few years ago, but if you want to look back, you can see it. Put up some photographs of it now on the screen, but as I said, if you want to see the video on that, you can have a wee look back on my YouTube site and you'll see it. Well, maybe having an indoor trainer, folks, will inspire you to keep going, to keep moving, because that's what it's all about when you're older. If you can keep moving, now they reckon even if you go out walking, 3,000 steps a day will certainly ward off Alzheimer's. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I read again in the papers this week, and I think it's true, you know, because I find a lot of the week now that it's raining, I'm not going out on the bike, I'm sitting about because my wife's at work, and I'm just kind of more or less retired, and you get lethargic. You start sitting on the sofa, or you sit on the bed, and my goodness, I tell you what, it doesn't half get you into a wee depression. I tell you that, folks. You've got to keep yourself moving, and this is the worst time, because it's the time when you say to yourself, I'm just not going to do it anymore. Now, folks, it's pretty much, you know, unproductive if you just give up altogether over the winter. And I say, I feel like that all the time. It's not that I didn't feel like that. But I've got to think to myself, right, am I going to lay down and die over this winter, or am I going to try and survive it? Because if I sat about for 6 months till this better weather come down again, I'd be as well been dead, you know. And maybe if you live in the Gold Coast or Miami or these sort of places, you don't understand these things, because you'll no experience sort of cold weather as much as what we do in Scotland or England for that matter, or Iceland or Norway or any of these places where some of my subscribers come from. And especially when you get older. I mean, when you're young you can brave it a wee bit, but when you're older, you start to get scared, because you might fall on the ice and break your leg and be out of action for more than a year, because I know that happened to a friend of mine, and it kind of put me off for a wee while too, folks. It did, because I thought to myself, right, if that happens to me this year, I just couldn't stand lying down for a whole year with a severely broken leg and then having to get pins put in it and all that sort of thing. But the poor lad's had to put up with it for more than a year now, and he's still not out the woods. Almost lost his leg, by the way, and he was just walking and he went over on it, you know. So it's an easy thing to do when you get older, trust me. So if you're going to abandon your bike for a few months or whatever, unless it's maybe a really, really good day, then I advise you getting a cycle trainer. You know, nothing elaborate, but just something that gets your legs moving and can build up a wee bit of strength again. And maybe that app, as I was telling you about, around the world from the App Store, you can see some nice warm places while you're cycling, you know, and it kind of boosts you a wee bit. Even if you just do 10 minutes a day, or 10 minutes every couple of days, it doesn't matter, that's up to you. But please go out walking or cycling or do something. Don't just say, right, that's it, it's time for the videos, it's time for the books, and just sit there the whole day and don't move, because I'm telling you it's bad for you, and you know that, folks. You know, if you listen to my channel you'll know that by now. So that's all I want to say today, and you have a good week. And I'm not sure my videos is going to be every week or every 2 weeks. It might be every month over the winter period, but we'll see how it goes. So folks, just take care. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.